being held against my will. Andrea's in the bathroom. Please contact 911.
Clank, 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 clank. Oh, everyone's talking. Okay, we gotta be serious because this is a serious video. Alright. So, this is Latanya's hormone update. We want to remind everybody when you first started hormones.
I started hormones June 23rd, 2022.
What was your starting dose on hormones when you first started?
2 milligrams of estradiol. And then 100 milligrams of Spiro.
Okay.
In the morning, once a day.
How long were you taking that for?
A good year and a half.
And then you saw your endocrinologist. Why is it important to see a specialist for hormones?
Because they know the doses and stuff. So, because I know a lot of trans girls get it on, black market. They get it from overseas and China and shit like that. And that's really not a good way to go, because you get a stroke, you're going to get a heart attack, and just straight up, brain aneurysm or something, and you're dead. So I had a stroke in 2015, so I was like, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm going everything by the book. They say I can't take hormones, and oh well, I can't take hormones, but I did everything I had to do to try to get them to prescribe. So I got all my, I have my blood sugar decent, blood pressure's way decent, so I was a good candidate for the hormones. So then we went to the endocrinologist, and she checked me out once, and then the next time I came, she upped my dosage. So I was taking, instead of 2 milligrams of estradiol in the morning, I was taking 2 in the morning and 2 at bedtime. And then for the Spiro, instead of 100, I was taking 150 in the morning. And so far, so good. I haven't had any bad side effects. I haven't had anything come up. I've had blood work since then. Everything comes out good. So I'm doing pretty good on my hormones so far. It was really important that I saw the endocrinologist also, because since I did have a stroke, my regular doctor was like, you don't need to be on hormones. It's like, you don't know what I need to be on. Don't need to be on. Tell me I can be on hormones, because it's not a good thing for my health. But tell me I don't have to be. If I feel like I do have to be, it's up to me to decide. So the endocrinologist, she knew about my stroke history. She knew about my blood pressure. She knew about everything, my diabetes and everything. And she's an expert, so she took all that into account, and she actually, give me the right dosage and everything. So it's really important that you go see your endocrinologist. Don't rely on your primary doctor, because half the time they don't know anything of what they're talking about, because they just go off of whatever they've read or seen. So, they did explain, the endocrinologist, I have bad ways of saying that word, endocrinologist, and then also the LGBT clinic, they did they looked over my history, my stroke, and all that stuff, and they went over the risks, they went over the possibilities, the side effects, and all that stuff. So they're really thorough. That's why it's important to see actual doctor and actual expert. They're really thorough on telling you what can happen, because everybody's different, so it doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but it can happen. So as long as you're aware of the stuff that can happen, the risks, then you can make a better decision on what you're going to take. And that's what I did. All their advice and all their warnings and all that stuff, I took that all into account, and 2 years later I'm doing pretty good. So, but like I said, everybody's different. You got to take the right dosage, and maybe I'm able to take more now. I don't know. We'll see next time we see her.
So I just want to give people a really good example of what she was just saying, how everybody's body is different. See, I've been on hormones for years, way before she was on hormones, and my body all of a sudden took a turn and said, I don't want you to have hormones no more. I started getting intracranial hypertension, where I got some swelling in the brain and stuff, and my eyes, I'm going blind a little bit. I'm not saying that has to do with the hormones 100%, but the eye doctor did say that was a little bit of cause of why I was having intracranial hypertension. And so everybody's body is different, and it's always it's always good to get your levels checked. Now, how did you feel the first few months of starting hormones at your starting dose?
It's funny how I always see interviews and like people on Facebook, girls on Facebook, and they talk about, you know, the first couple of months they're already, oh, my nipples are so tender and I have these mood swings and I'm depressed.
They say that the first 3 days.
The first 3 days is right, no shit. And like I felt fine the first 3 months, and then probably around 6 months I started noticing the changes, like
your areolas.
yeah, my areolas they're already kind of big, but now they're really huge. You want to see?
No.
They're really huge, and then also, you know, of course, your libido practically goes away, which wasn't too bad for about a year, but now, you know, like, she's off now, so she pleasures herself once a day.
I'm horny.
She's always horny. I go maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes, and I have to just get really excited to actually want to do it, and it really still feels good. It doesn't, you know, nothing comes out, but it still feels decent.
You said that started happening the first 6 months?
Yeah, after first 6 months.
Why you just couldn't get hard or stay
that's
hard?
one thing I was worried about when I first started the hormones. I actually thought about it. I was like, you know, I like, you know,
masturbating.
You like you like masturbating. It feels good. It's like, I don't know if I'm able to be without it because I've been doing it since, you know, you're 12 years old, and I was already like 3 when I started.
It was in her everyday schedule.
Yeah, pretty much. Once a day, twice a day. So it's like, man, it's gonna suck. And it actually happened, and it's like, you don't miss it. It's weird to say, but you don't miss it. I didn't.
But see, that's how I'm different as well, because I did miss it. When I first started hormones and I started noticing that my clit wasn't getting hard and I wasn't coming and I wasn't horny, because I was a chronic masturbator and I was a chronic porn watcher, so it really did affect me. But then after a while, it just went away. It's like the hunger pains were gone.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like when I do get horny enough, you know, I still don't get hard.
No, but it was a struggle.
Yeah.
In the beginning, because you were still kind of horny, but your shit wasn't working, so you would masturbate and it would just go pfft, and it would frustrate the fuck out of us.
That's true.
And so that was like one of the bad things is, you know, you get frustrated because it doesn't work. Or like I would be horny enough to have sexy time, and then it would just go away completely in the middle of it, and your partner is just like, oh my fucking god, did I do something wrong? So it's just like, it's a big thing.
Yeah, they always think it's their fault, but it's your fault. It's always your fault.
So when did you start noticing nipple change?
Right around 6 months.
About 6 months?
Yeah.
Like the tenderness?
Sensitive.
How long was it for you that you started to feel sensitivity and tinglies in your nipples?
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months, for real?
6 months, yeah.
I felt it like in 3 months.
It's weird. 6 months. Maybe gradually you started feeling a little whatever.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, when did you start noticing?
I didn't notice until like 6 months. Like, it kind of hurt. It's not like this, oh, don't touch my nipple. Because that's my thing. I love fucking.
Yeah, she loves pain in her nipples.
Fucking with my nipples. I don't give a fuck.
And for me, when my nipples started getting sensitive,
you don't want anybody touching them.
It wasn't like, oh my god, ow, it hurts so bad. It was sore, it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't like I'm in the corner crying. And it's not to compare to women, because like we're not women, we are trans women. And so I hate when trans women compare themselves on hormones to a biological woman having a period. Because, you know, women, their breasts are sensitive, you know, they start cramping, and it's not the fucking same. And I hate when trans women say that it's the same. Women experience pain, let them have their experience. Let them.
My time of the month.
Exactly. Like women, we love and we respect women, and we understand that women go through struggles with their period, and we love them and we respect them. To never want to say that our pain is worse or the same, because women go through so much in life, and they're on their own level. We are on our own level as well. So no, it's not as painful as a woman breast, but it is a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So everybody who's doing that shit, crying and doing it, it's all for show. It's exaggerating.
If it's really happening, it's in your head.
And if it hurts that fucking bad, then you need to lower your dose. Yeah, stop or lower your dose. Okay, so when you started the hormones, did you feel anything mentally?
I think she noticed it more, I'm less, well, you probably wouldn't say that, but I felt like I was less, irritable.
Irritable?
Yeah, less things piss me off the same. I wouldn't get as mad as I used to about.
So you were more calmer, you think?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I was calmer.
Oh, hold on, my man's calling. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Okay, so we were talking about how it made you feel mentally, and you said something that made me want to point out something. So I think people around you notice more than you do.
Yeah, I think so.
Or than you did. Let me say you, because I know there's a lot of stupid bitches on here who fucking, and this is what I was going to say, and it really pisses me off, is that women, trans women on here, when they start hormones, they say, it made me feel more like a woman. I feel more like a woman. If you really are trans woman and you really claim woman, then you should have felt that way from day fucking one. You shouldn't need hormones and testosterone blockers to feel like a woman if you already feel a fucking woman. Say, oh, I'm trans. I'm born a woman. I was born a woman. If you were born a woman, you wouldn't need medication to feel like more of a
Maybe
woman.
mentally they were born like a woman.
But you know what I mean? You don't need medication to be who you want to be. Because if you feel that way on the inside, then you feel that way.
Then
you don't need
care
it.
about the outside.
But you know what I mean? So I hate when women say, oh, the first month, I started being more feminine. I started liking the color pink.
Oh.
Because your brain doesn't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I hate when my brain, I stopped liking sports and now I like cooking shows. Won't you explain?
Oh, I hate that.
She really hates when it comes to sports because there are people, women on there who were sports fans and say, I stopped liking sports and now I like sucking dick.
There's trans women on there that played sports. You know, they played baseball, played football, and all of a sudden now, you know, don't watch it anymore, don't care about it anymore, you know, don't acknowledge that they ever played, whatever. It's like, dude, you watch a baseball game, there's a lot of women in the stands, so apparently, you know, they do like baseball, so you can too.
There's a lot of fakes, you know what I mean? And people who sit there and want to blame hormones for the way they act or you know what I mean? And it really pisses me off. I hate that. That means you are fake, you're doing it for views, you're doing it for attention. I think the real trans women who are transitioning want to do it quietly in their own home, go through it with them and their family or their friends. It shouldn't be something that's so public and bitch complain about, oh, my nipples, oh, this and that. It's just, are you doing it for you or are you doing it for everybody else?
Exactly. Or they go out with their little, you know,
trans flag shirts.
But then when they get clocked, they're all upset. And how do they know it was a trans woman? It's like, dude, you're advertising it. When I go somewhere, I just dress, you know, the way I dress now, and just people notice me. They notice me. They don't.
And the crazy thing is that when she was a boy, she wore the same clothes. Now her clothes are just low cut in the front. She wears the same clothing as she did as a man. I mean, she would wear like, you know, her dress shirt when we went out, but like casually, this is what Latanya wore back in the past when she was her old self. And now, like I said, it's just the cleavage is cut out. So she really didn't change much, but I did notice that she's more calmer. And I think the reason why is because she's more comfortable with herself being on hormones and getting to this level of actually taking hormones, because that's one thing we were afraid that she wasn't going to be able to.
Yeah.
So I think she's more calm because of that. Not because she has a girl brain now. Because if you're really trans, you've always had a girl brain. And I know we're going to get hate, but you know what? That's the truth. Deal with it.
Mm-hmm. That's how we feel. That's our opinions.
Okay, so that's good.
So that's it? That's the only thing you noticed?
No, I've noticed her body change. I noticed her cheeks, you know, filled up a little bit, like she has higher cheekbones. Not the bone, but, you know, like little fat going up higher. I noticed her nipples especially, because we would always look at her nipples, and she's like, no, it's not changed. I'm like, what are you talking about? Your nipples didn't change. Your areolas are fucking huge. Like, big. The areolas especially. The nipple part got a little bit bigger, but the areolas is what noticed the most. And I was super jealous about that, because I have small areolas, just to begin with. I have really small ones. And mine grew a little bit. Let's say mine was like a dime. No, like a nickel. Yeah. And it became a quarter.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yours, that was like a golf ball and now it's a tennis ball. And I'm talking the circle, not the actual breast. But anyway, her breast did feel a lot more too. Like her breast is shaped different than my breast. I wish we can post a video of showing our breast, but you know, you would have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the breast did start to fill up. I seen she did get little dips in her hip, like she did start filling out in her hips a little bit. Her ass, not so much. And then tell them about the voice thing and how stupid trans women.
I just don't know why it's so necessary for them to sound all hype. They all sound the same.
So what? So just for people who are starting hormone, whatever, did it change your voice?
No, I don't think so. I think it sounds the same.
It didn't change her voice, but it did make her feel more comfortable, sounding a little bit more feminine. Because there are trans women who don't do a softer voice, and then there are trans women who overly do the soft voice.
Right, those are the ones that bother me.
Chloe, when she came out as trans, her voice gradually started becoming softer. I'm not saying it became high-pitched like a woman,
right,
but it did become more softer. And, you know, she never really, in public, no one ever clocks her. Nobody ever says, well, not to her face at least. But then she doesn't give a fuck.
I don't.
So, no, it does not change your voice at all. Does it, maybe in your brain something clicks to make you talk softer? Yeah, maybe.
Right. Maybe.
But it doesn't really do anything for your voice.
Right.
And all the Chinese that you hear on TV or in person, that's because they're making their voice like that. Mm-hmm. They're making their voice nasally as fuck. If a trans woman sounds nasally, it's because she's doing it on purpose.
And if they want to do it, then
go ahead, that's fine, but don't sit there and here's my thing. Don't sit here and tell the baby trannies
you have to work on your voice.
Exactly. The baby trannies are looking to us older trannies for advice. They're looking for us for what's going to happen next. So don't feed them bullshit. Don't tell them, yeah, girl, your voice is going to change. You're going to get higher. Your tits are going to fucking grow. You're going to get big hips. Don't lead them on.
Right.
Because everybody's fucking different.
Mislead them.
Her boobs and her nipples grew way faster than mine, and I've been taking it more than her.
Right.
So, and then people judge. And then people say, well, look at your voice. I've always sounded feminine.
Yeah,
and I had some hormonal thing, I guess, growing up. Because I've always sounded like a little girl.
Because she has videos of when she was like 16, 17.
And
do you sound the same? Or you sound the same?
Actually, my voice gotten deeper as I got older. Because when I was younger, yeah. So I did go through a puberty where my voice got deeper. Because before I sounded like this, I was like really high pitched. And then, of course, I was faking it too.
Right.
But yeah.
Do your phone sex voice. Like,
yeah, so when I do phone sex. Hello? Oh, yeah. No, baby, we're over here just doing a video. All right. I'll call you back later, okay? Stop. All right. I love you. Bye. That's it.
all right, bitch.
Hit me. Do the real me. But yeah. So no. Yeah.
So no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you've you're taking a higher dose.
Yeah.
How did that start feeling?
It feels. I didn't feel any difference. You know, I don't.
Was your nipples more sore? Did you experience any?
Like, did I relapse into all the old feelings and stuff, like on my nipples and like?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go through that again.
So it just felt nothing.
No, just. Me and my breasts are a little bigger.
Also, too, with baby trannies who need to know, your nipples do dry out, and her nipples do dry the fuck out. That was one of the things that she experienced more than I did. Mine also dried out, but hers dried out more.
I always gotta put the lotion on.
So you gotta put your lotion or your little Vaseline. Think of it as like your chapstick.
Yeah.
You gotta keep putting it on.
Because they feel rough.
And when they crack, it hurts. So, but now like she feels a little bit of dryness. Instantly she'll put on lotion, and then it's smooth.
Yeah,
now her nipples are smooth.
That's normal.
She has smooth nipples, big brown areolas. She has nice titties. They really do look different. They really do look different.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because she always had like a droopy titty, but now they like lift it up. Yeah, they like literally shift. Like they shifted up higher, and they filled up. It's real nice.
Yeah.
But it's not. I wouldn't say her boobs are bigger. I think they're shaped.
Yeah.
They're becoming more of a woman's shape instead of a man tit.
Right.
Okay. Being on hormones. Let the police go by. They come for me. Some trans women said after they started taking hormones, they started liking men more. As to before they were on hormones, they never really liked men.
Right.
So tell us, in the beginning, before hormones, did you like women?
Before hormones, yeah, I like women.
You liked women, but you've always been a tranny lover.
Right. Trans women, yeah, for sure, 100%.
But you still did love women. Okay, so now, do you like real women, biological women?
Biological women, no.
So it completely erased.
Yeah, that's no.
Do you think it's because of your love of trans women?
I think that got stronger since I'm on hormones. And then men, I just see men as money.
So
I just see men as money. That's all I see.
So
It's not being attracted. I'm like, oh yeah, they're hot or they're cute. Like my guy is like Tom Hardy. That's like perfect looking guy for me. You know, he'd get a freebie. But normal like run of the mill normal guys, I just see money.
So when you were a man, you absolutely did not want to hook up with a man.
Nope.
It was all strictly trans women and biological women.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people say, why do you have to say biological woman? Can't you just say women? Shut the fuck up, ho. And if you're gonna be acting like that on my fucking video, you can get the fuck on. Get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome. So, well, I hate bitches. I do.
I know.
I've always been a dick sucker, and I'm still a dick sucker. Sorry. So, yeah. So now your love of trans women has gotten stronger. Mm-hmm. Women, completely out of here.
Done.
You do not want nothing to do with the vagina.
Nope. I think women are beautiful.
Right.
You know, I'll say a woman's beautiful if I think they're pretty or really.
But you do
beautiful.
like porn with trans women and women.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
But you
true.
just wouldn't fuck one.
No.
Okay. And men, you just see men as money.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Do you have anything that you want to tell the baby trannies about, like transitioning or being who they are, or
Yeah. If you want
and then we'll do one about the older trannies that want to transition older.
Okay.
Okay.
So to the baby trannies, be educated. Don't go into getting hormones and all that kind of shit blindly. You don't want to end up dead or in a coma or disabled because you're too excited and too in a hurry to start hormones, start getting your titties to look better, thinking they're gonna look better, your voice gonna change, all that bullshit. Don't be stupid, basically. That's what I would tell my younger self. Don't be stupid.
Just because it worked for your friend or your homegirl, your sister, just because it worked for somebody else doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna work for you.
And take everybody's advice with a grain of salt. Like, form your own opinion. Do the only thing you think you're comfortable doing. Don't look at one woman, trans woman, and think that's what I want to do. You got to be your own person.
Okay, so we're running out of battery. What do you want to say to the what do you want to say to the older trannies transitioning older?
The older trannies like me, when you start transitioning, you want to dress sexy. That's the first thing that pops in your head. You want to dress with the super tight skirt and the short skirt and the low cut. If you have the body for it, that's cool. But for some reason, I went through it. I've been through it. I haven't changed the way I dress since I started being a tranny. I started being trans when I was 44, 45 years old. That's 10 years ago when I started wanting to transition. So it's hard to give advice to older trans women because it's the same thing with the baby trans. It's got to be your choice. It's got to be what you think is right for you. Just do what's best for yourself, and same thing, check with your doctors.
I want to say it's your journey, it's your story, not nobody else's.
Right.
And so our battery was going to die soon, and I think that was great. What I wanted to tell the older trans women, do it. Go for it.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't give a shit about what everybody else thinks.
Your family,
your life is
everybody.
short, and if this is how you feel, go for it. You're not going to know what's going to happen. You're not going to know unless you take that first step.
Your family will get over it, or they won't.
And
that's their
same
problem.
with baby trannies. Do not surround yourself with negative people. And also, too, do not surround yourself with ignorant trans people and gay people.
Right.
Your life is yours. Take care of it.
Right.
That's it. Love you guys.